Think airline travel is predictable? Not anymore. In 2025, airlines have quietly introduced rule changes that are frustrating travelers, ruining vacations, and draining wallets. We're not talking about weather delays or overbooking. We're talking about shocking new policies buried in the fine print, shrinking carry-on limits, paid seat selections that get ignored, and even your own body weight being factored into ticket pricing. Some airlines are now canceling return flights if you miss the first leg, and others are using AI to auto-rebook you without asking. It's a whole new game, and if you're not paying attention, you could get burned. Whether you fly once a year or every month, these updates affect everyone. In this video, we're revealing the most surprising airline rule changes that could ruin your next flight, and what you need to do right now to protect yourself. Stay tuned because flying smart has never been more critical. 1. Economy class now comes with a personal weight limit. In 2025, some airlines, especially budget carriers, have introduced a total passenger weight allowance. That means your body weight and carry-on combined must not exceed a certain threshold, often 250 pounds, 113 kilograms. If you go over, you're either charged extra or forced to check your bag. This controversial move is marketed as a fuel efficiency policy, but passengers are calling it body shaming disguised as logistics. Scales are now appearing at self-check kiosks in Asia, Europe, and even US regional airports. The shock. Many people find out only when they check in. It's a privacy nightmare for some and a financial hit for others. If you're traveling light but have a heavier frame, you might get flagged without warning. Always check airline weight policies, yes, even for passengers, especially if you're flying low-cost carriers. The fine print just got a lot more personal, and this rule change is already causing social media outrage. Second seat selection no longer guarantees your seat. That window seat you paid $35 extra for, it might not be yours anymore. Airlines have quietly updated their terms to say seat assignments are requests, not guarantees. Overbooking, aircraft swaps, and weight distribution are now common reasons for last-minute changes. Some passengers are showing up only to find they've been moved to a middle seat, sometimes even rows away from family or travel partners. Even worse, refund policies on paid seat upgrades have gotten stricter. Many carriers now won't return your money unless you formally file a dispute. Families especially are caught off guard, with parents seated far from kids unless they pay again at the gate. The takeaway? Always double-check the fine print on seat policies and be prepared for changes, even if you paid to lock it in. Seat selection is becoming more of a suggestion than a promise, and travelers are learning that the hard way at the boarding gate. 3. Carry-on size limits are shrinking without notice. Think your trusted carry-on is safe? Not anymore. Airlines are reducing the allowable dimensions for carry-on bags, and in many cases, they're doing it without alerting past customers. If your bag was compliant last year, it may now be oversized by an inch or two. Automated bag scanners at the gate are flagging bags instantly, and if yours doesn't fit, you'll pay $50 to $100 on the spot to check it. The most frustrating part? These changes aren't announced widely. They're hidden in updated policy PDFs buried on airline websites. Some airlines are even removing sizing bins at check-in and relying solely on AI scanners. And don't expect a gate agent to let it slide. They're under pressure to enforce these new standards strictly. Before your next trip, double-check your airline's latest baggage specs. Measuring your carry-on at home could save you money, hassle, and a very unpleasant surprise right before a takeoff. Fourth flight change. Windows are now. 48 hours or less post-pandemic flexibility is gone. Airlines are now quietly shortening the window during which you can make free changes to your ticket. Some carriers only allow changes or cancellations within 48 hours of booking. After that, change fees are back and steeper than ever. Even flexible fares often come with restrictions that weren't there a year ago. The fine print? It's buried in booking confirmation emails and online FAQs. Travelers are discovering these changes when it's already too late, like trying to rebook due to a personal emergency, only to find they're hit with a $200 fee. Even frequent flyer programs aren't exempt. Loyalty tiers no longer protect you from these new deadlines. The best strategy? Read the terms before you buy, set calendar alerts to review your plans within 24 hours, and consider trip protection for any big-ticket itineraries. In 2025, flexibility has an expiration date, and it's a short one. 5. Surprise boarding group reassignments. You thought you were Group A? Now you're Group C, without explanation. In 2025, airlines are using real-time optimization algorithms to shift passengers between boarding groups based on weight, seat location, and check-in time. This means even if you paid for priority boarding, you might be reassigned at the gate. For budget carriers, these changes happen silently, and refunds are rare. Some travelers only discover the switch when their boarding pass scans Group 4 instead of priority. It's all part of an effort to speed up boarding, but it's frustrating those who paid for early access or who need overhead bin space. The bottom line? Don't assume your group is final until you're physically boarding, and screenshot your original boarding group just in case you need to fight it. In today's fast-moving airport system, even your place in line is now negotiable. 6. Non-refundable tickets can now be canceled by airlines. That non-refundable ticket doesn't just mean you can't cancel, it now also means they can, and you might not get much back. In 2025, many airlines added fine print allowing them to cancel tickets for operational reasons like low seat occupancy or aircraft swaps. When this happens, passengers are often issued vouchers instead of cash, even if they didn't agree to the change. The worst part? Some carriers are doing this just days before departure, forcing travelers to rebook at higher last-minute prices. Legal loopholes classify this as a schedule adjustment, not a cancellation, which limits your ability to dispute it. If you're flying budget or international, this risk is even higher. To protect yourself, always book with a credit card that offers travel protections and screenshot all original flight confirmations. In today's airline economy, even a confirmed seat isn't a guarantee, and your vacation could vanish with one system update. 7. No-show equals automatic return flight cancellation. Missed your outbound flight? Better call immediately, or your return ticket could be canceled without warning. In 2025, more airlines are enforcing no-show clauses that void round-trip tickets if you miss any leg of the journey. Even if your return flight is days later, it's often removed from the system the moment your original boarding pass goes unused. This policy was once rare, but now it's a standard line in ticket terms. Travelers who get sick, delayed, or simply miss a connection are showing up for their return flights, only to find they've been erased from the manifest. Some airlines allow reinstatement for a steep fee, others don't. If you're running late or miss a flight, always notify the airline right away. Don't assume your return trip is safe just because you paid for it. This sneaky policy could strand you thousands of miles from home, and airlines aren't rushing to help. 8. Airline apps may auto-rebook you without asking. In 2025, airline apps often rebook delayed passengers automatically, but not always in your favor. You could get switched from a non-stop to a 2-layover itinerary or bumped to the next day without approval. Many travelers miss these changes because alerts are buried in the app or turned off by default. Seat upgrades may also disappear with no refund. It's efficient for airlines, but chaotic for you. Always enable travel day notifications and check your app frequently. If you don't catch the rebooking fast enough, reclaiming your original flight can be difficult. Automation helps, but only if you stay alert. 9. Silent schedule changes are now common. Many airlines now change flight times without emailing passengers. These silent changes may shift your departure earlier, add layovers, or even change airports without warning. Some passengers arrive expecting their flight only to find it already left. Airlines now classify small shifts as operational updates and don't always notify you. Those who booked through third-party sites are especially vulnerable, as updates might not sync. To avoid being blindsided, check your itinerary daily during the week before departure, especially 48 and 24 hours out. Silence doesn't mean your flight is safe. In 2025, staying informed is 100% your responsibility. 10th, gate-checked bags now come with a liability. Waivers. Gate checking your carry-on? Be careful. In 2025, airlines have added liability waivers to gate-checked bags, often without telling you. If your electronics get damaged or items go missing, you might not be compensated. These policies apply even when your bag is taken involuntarily due to full overhead bins. Some airlines only disclose the waiver in the app or boarding terms. To avoid issues, never pack valuables or medications in bags that could be taken at the gate. Always ask about liability, and if you must gate check, document what's inside. Fly smarter, not frustrated. Like, comment, and subscribe for more travel tips. And avoid getting blindsided on your next flight.